it can be even more difficult to get it back later. But this is a team that's shown resilience. They have bounced back. They have gotten back here. Statement.
So the biggest step, just don't lose your lanes against Gaimin Gladiators. Yeah. Azure are focusing on that, and I feel like they've got some pretty good heroes to do that. I mean, Queen of Pain is a lane dominator matched up against a melee mid. That's got to go well. You've got the Lifestealer, who I feel like is a very hard hero to pressure, no matter what your sort of duo is going to be. And then bottom lane, we've got a kill combination of Rubik and the Primal Beast against Crystal Maiden and Alchemist. A chance there for maybe a pick-off sometime on the Crystal Maiden.
Mid lane should be very good for XM, but these side lanes, they could be difficult over the long run. I mean, last pick Brood, there's not much you can do about it, but that has also been a bane of Chinese Dota since as long as I can remember, right?
Yeah.
You get last pick Brood cheese, it's a tough one. And we've seen this Alc main lane just decimate people the entire tournament. It's a lane that Gaimin are very comfortable playing on perhaps Doracio's most successful carry hero. There's not a lot that survives just the early spell spam. You're giving the mana across the board later on, but early Frostbite under the Acid Spray is just pretty nasty. So as long as Azure go even here, I think they're going to be happy in almost any of these games.
Sure.
Like, they don't have to win the lanes. They just have to not lose them.
And a big point of contention has got to be the runes, which is where Quinn is going to try and make its recovery against a Quap who should be, you know, constantly keeping him low. And we've seen how much Gaimin Gladiators love to be able to rotate into that mid lane to give Quinn as much of a game as possible.
That is one of the big things I want to see Azure counteract this year. Do not let XM just get outnumbered in these rune fights or these early skirmishes. Need supports that can match the rotations coming out from Gaimin. It is one of the things that's given them a pretty substantial edge. You know, everybody talks about Quinn's lane dominance. All right, this guy is probably the best mid laner in the world in terms of the lane mechanics, right? I think it's pretty out there at this point. But the biggest thing is they turn that lane dominance into momentum on the map by combining the supports of the power runes at the siege creeps, getting damage into the tower, getting wards behind the tier 1. All this snowballs off that lane victory. The lane victory is not what just catapults them into a monstrosity of elite. It's the support rotations you have to think about.
And who better to shut him down than China's one of their youngest talents in XM.
See if he can continue to pop off.
Doraccio gonna turn around, get some good damage onto XXS, so both of them going down to about half.
Hey, so far, I mean, 0-0, that's a win for Azure in my book, right? Maybe not the most exciting start, but they're getting to play the lanes, they're getting farm on everybody. Big question for me is how this top lane progresses in terms of, we haven't seen Broodmother in a while, right? And this used to be a hero that just automatically kicked a lot of carries out. I don't think Lifestealer is a hero that stands against the level 6 for Brood. So in theory, this is a lane that Ace is going to give a lot of freedom to Tofu on. Perhaps look for the rotations off the silencer, get some more skirmishing in, but how long can Low stay up here? And does Low go for some kind of move on Lifestealer? Because it's not a carry that traditionally was going to go through the gate and gank anybody. So if he just goes back to the jungle, I mean, I'm getting flashbacks from some of those low Lifestealer games early in the tournament. This is definitely not as bad as jungle level 2, but you don't want to end up in a similar position where you lose so much of your camps early to this Broodmother just taking over the map, and Ace gets that backstab in the tier 1 mid. That is what he's looking for. Kick Low out, take his tier 1, get in Azure jungle, and backstab mid. That's always been the game plan with this hero since they overhauled it.
I guess one thing I do like about the Lifestealer is that you know Doraccio is probably going to make that kind of move through the gate at some point in time, and Lifestealer is one of the heroes that it is tough to put that pressure on him. Looks like Tianming's going to go for the first blood here, trying to hit Tofu. Oh no, the Fire Spirit didn't land it, and now he's going to be... Oh, the first blood goes on the other lane. Okay, XXS bailing him out there, getting that first blood bounty just in time, and the little bonus here, an unstable concoction, self-explosion there for Doraccio.
Huge good trade-off on this bottom lane. They were getting spammed down, but they just region up, going the all-in on the Crystal Maiden. That's the weakness of the hero. Lowest HP pool of any starting hero in Dota. You got to take advantage of it. Get that all-in kill when you can get it, and that's a big first blood. Did end up going to XXS as well, so that's the hero they wanted it on here, as opposed to the Rubik. Really going to help them combat this spam lane. And that's extra salves going out on Gaimin side. So some of this net worth that the Alex extracting, getting cut back down, and
immediately back into it. Doraccio, unstable concoction. They're going to make a TP rotation here. Tofu's going to show up. Oh, okay. That is not quite what they wanted there. Xinkyu making it so XXS misses out on Onslaught hit. Either way, it's a good thing that XXS used it to get away in the first place. Again,
he was worried about the silencer teleport that was coming in from Tofu. So
yeah,
Azure is still happy with that trade. They got the teleport out of Tofu. He's going to have to walk back top. So this is a win for top. This is more time that Low gets to stay up here. It's better contest on the 6-minute power rune right now, which is coming out. All 4 supports going towards this mid lane. They do not want to give Quinn any sort of advantage here. It'll be Arcane into XM's pocket, a big win here, especially for here that can take advantage of it with Sonic Wave. You could be looking at some skirmish, some TP to a side lane, Sonic Wave one of these cores, and then have it up again in like 70 seconds.
Seriously, that's got to be like one of the best runes to get your hands on at this 6-minute for a Quap.
Starting to see Ace exert a little dominance here. Double Wraith Band into early glove, and I mean, it's going to do it, right? Base damage is just skyrocketing here for him on top of the Insatiable. Yeah. So again, the clock, I do feel like the clock is ticking for Low unless Azure Ray are willing to commit ganks up here, which could come from either of the other 2 cores. Not out of the question.
Yeah, I guess the biggest one would be, you know, Primal Beast. Pretty good at being able to match against Broodmother, right? You both got the lane clear as well as the mobility to actually get on top of the Broodmother in the first place.
And I'm sure that's something we'll see them force in the mid game, right? Yeah. Put XXS against Ace at certain points, just alleviate some of the pressure. Even if you don't kill him, if you can control some of the map, it's going to free up your other heroes to play where they want. Continues to poke Low, but has yet to force him off the lane, and feels okay right now. Again, you have counter rotations that can come out from the Queen of Pain. It can come out from the Primal Beast. All the teleports are up for Azure Ray right now. Celery, again, getting gone on bottom. It's
oh yeah, he's going to get bursted. All right.
That's opening this lane up as Dyrachyo got forced into the jungle, which, you know, Al's definitely not sad about this, but he's not level 6 yet, so.
Dude, he's so low. Oh, the Sonic Wave off the mark there. He wanted to be able to push back this roll, which is threatening to kill him here, and surely he will die. As, yep, Tofu, he'll pick up the last hit there, thanks to the last word. And Jin-Q, he's making a run for it, but there's nowhere really he can run to, or maybe he can hide. Wow, oops it out outside of their vision, gets the healing salve going. He will stay up, but some of that damage is already done. The Queen of Pain matchup into the Pango, you were supposed to win that matchup, and the hope was you didn't die on the level 6, but somehow they managed to make it happen.
They're gonna go right back onto Jin-Q. Another swashbuckle miss though. This man's just breaking all the ankles early. Will not matter. At least he does not lose some early int here. Still XM. It's a costly Sonic Wave miss there, but he does have it up again in 35 seconds. If you're going to miss one, it should be the Arcane Rune miss, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
But we also saw Quinn play this matchup at TI, if you remember. He preferred the Queen to deal with the Pango in the fights in terms of just throwing the Sonic Wave out and displacing this roll. Yep, just buying time or space. Another kill attempt bottom. Trying to punish the Alex, but that ult is up now. They have the damage anyway?
Yeah, that burst damage is almost enough. They're going to be able to grab him at the end of the trample. That's good enough. XXS on a killing spree.
Level 4 trample. He actually got the kill off the tower hits. Yeah, why not? I think he gets the Greevil's Greed as well. This is a smoke gate coming in for XXS, so he should go down here. He just doesn't have the mana to escape.
Yeah, he'll make himself a little bit tankier, but the Gaimin Gladiators, kind of their MO. You have to know this is coming. They link the 2 supports up with Quinn and secure power runes, and then they move around and make some kills happen.
Still, I think XXS is happy with that trade, right? You get the gank rotation going into bottom. It's not accelerating the Brood's lane in terms of taking the tower. Low still gets to stay top, and you slow down the Alchemist, so coming out a little bit ahead. Will buy time for XM to get this Sonic Wave back online. And I think now, if you're Azure Ray, this is where you look towards the Brood. Because this is the point where Ace is going to kick your lifestealer out. He's going to start taking objectives. So if you get the kill on him right here, right now, in like the next minute, it's going to feel really good. But it is the hardest kill to go for.
Dire's top tower might be going
Fighting him over, Celery actually had a Lotus. It'll give time for Dyrachyo to come in, and oh, the telekinesis throw away. He still got off the unstable concoction, though. The Rubik will die for this. Gaimin Gladiators continuing to punish the aggression from Azure Ray in this bottom lane.
XXS opting not to pulverize the Maiden there. Thought they were going to have enough damage. Ends up backfiring. Still lingering around here now. Chemical Rage is up.
He got off the Chemical Rage, and this is going to make things really awkward. XXS. He's going to need to find a way to dive out of here before the damage comes, but Quinn completes the TP and helps. 4 heroes of Gaimin Gladiators. They are not willing to let this lane go bad. They're going to make sure, oh, and he's trapped in the pit there. Jin-Q and XM have made the rotation. They're going to toss him into the tower, but do they have the damage to finish him off? That Swashbuckle might help. The Sonic Wave he's thinking about now. He's going to Global Silence. Disaster!
I was just about to say, where is XM in all these plays, right? If you're going to fight on one of these side lanes and take the skirmish to Gaimin, and you know they're going to bring everybody, you need your quad to come in and get the backup to secure these kills. Instead, you don't get a Sonic Wave fight out of that. You end up losing the Queen. More intelligence into Tofu's pocket. A beautiful global timing. Power runes still doing work for Quinn as that amp damage. Give you the extra burst, so this skirmishing in the last 3 minutes has not worked out for Azure.
No, these are the kind of mistakes you can't afford to make against Gaimin Gladiators. It's how they are able to get the momentum to run you over in 30 minutes in the first place.
I mean, you blink and they're already up 4K, right? Now, some of that is Alchemist. Can't really prevent it. Costly moves it. We're going to make that mid-game that much harder. This will be the rotation from low, however, as he is going to make this gate move with the Lifestealer. Early armlet done. He got to sit up there for a long time. Azure do not want to let Dyrachyo sit down here. This is their MO.
This is going to be a bit of a stretch, though. Hard catch. Celery just enough to make sure that they can reset. Now they have 2 cores in this lane and can't even immediately pressure the tower. Meanwhile, Ace is, I mean, he's living life up here.
Oh, a little swashbuckle to clear the Spiderlings. That'll help Jinx CS total. Gotta pad those fantasy stats, you know.
Yeah, he's gotta get the network to keep up with these Gaimin Gladiators.
That too. I mean, XM does, man. He's the one suffering right now. You look at this network chart. He's almost behind Tofu. He's a level 7. This is almost a level 8 silencer. Almost a straight out net worth out leveling him at this point.
Yeah, considering the fact that you're matched up against the silencer, Queen of Pain being behind like this has got to be terrible.
Yeah, it's not where you wanted this pick to be, right?
Yeah, you needed to be able to have the levels and items to be just a little bit sturdier, right? XXS, he'll charge through those spiders to help out Jin-Q.
Catch is just not that easy, though. The Brood's so damn fast in the webs. Honestly, hard to hit these onslaughts unless you're coming out of fog or the hero's already stunned. So the catch for Azure on the Brood, I just feel like it's not going to be there this game. You're going to have to give Ace what he wants in a sense. Which is why I think they were trying to focus Dyrachyo, kill the easier target, the less mobile target on the map. When those plays don't work, now you're caught in an ogre. And they're siphoning off the 2 sides of the map right now.
It felt like they were trying to do it too efficiently with too few heroes. But the problem is that Alchemist is a hero that can actually fight back nowadays.
You know they're going to respond. Oh, Quinn is happy to make the... It's what these 2 supports excel at. They're actually better at making the counterplay than the aggressive move, because you have global, you have a max level frostbite that can easily lock heroes down.
And there's a big problem. Supernova has to be used because he can't really dive away.
Might live.
And the explosion does not go off in time. Ace had just enough attack speed to make it work.
That global actually secures the egg, because Jin-Q was holding on to lift there, trying to bait it in as long as possible. Again, the 2 globals here from Tofu have been very impactful so far, and that's that Brood backstab. Ace doesn't even really have to commit in for the tower. It's just gone as a consequence. Map is completely open now. 7K gold lead at the 14-minute mark. This is where we've seen Gaimin be consistently with these Alchemist lineups. Why they're so terrifying, because Dyrachyo's going to get to his items faster here than any other core. Yep. You have heroes to back him up for these objectives. You're going to be happy. Jinrune, not a bad one to pick up either. That diffusal.
And Lifestealer's just not the kind of hero that's going to be able to combat that mid-game timing where the Alchemist has like 5 slots, right?
No, it comes online later. You have some of the anti-healing when you have the open. Starts to get better.
Gaimin Gladiators looking already at 15 minutes and looking at maybe even taking a tier 2 as they make a smoke rotation over to where Ace is steadily pushing in that lane. They don't find anybody from Azure just yet.
This is the type of static map setup Azure can create where they put XXS against Ace, not a target he wants to go on in a dive situation. Oh, he has an Orchid. The Blade Mail Primal, a lot of HP, gonna reflect a lot of damage. Ideally, Ace wants to find this Queen. Put this Orchid to use before XM has any sort of defense capability and just close the map out that way. How deep he's getting right now. This is the farthest camp you're able to take. He's just clearing through it, so the space is getting taken, and meanwhile, Dyrachyo's just having a free-for-all. this lead is going to continue to build very fast if Azure don't want to upset the equal.
Oh, that is the wrong time to be using that onslaught. XXS no longer having the mobility, but steps out just a little bit too far away from his tower. Meanwhile, Blink Dagger's already up from Dyrachyo, and he's going to make a solo play here. Xin-Q did have the shield crash. He needs every little bit of regen he can get, though, and the Chemical Rage will help keep him alive. So did Sonic Wave, but XM, he already had to blink. Can Quinn find him here? Instead, he's going to run into Low, who fortunately has cleared out the Ancients. No farm to steal here.
Another defensive Sonic Wave, though, right? Like, yeah. It's just not doing anything for XM's game. And all it did was bail out a Rubik. It wasn't even really for him. Map has closed in fast. Right here. Just got to come down to Low. I feel like he's the only one having a pretty stable game here, decent pace. He's going to have a fast Radiance if nothing happens to him in minutes. They're going to hop the fight without it. Sonic Wave for 70, you have the burst damage? There's a global waiting for you, right? It feels like if you charge in here and you get global, this seems like a disaster.
Yeah, it's very precarious position. Azure Ray
I might be
sitting in right now.
Get out, honestly.
At this point,
yeah, that's worth it.
Might be able to kill their push, but Gaimin Gladiators want to go for the punish here, but now they are the ones who have overextended, managed to catch the silencer underneath the tier 2 with the glyph going on, so way too much threat there. And sure, it was just a support, but it was a support that was worth a lot of gold. He had a dominating kill streak, so that was worth 950 gold.
That is a big pickup. Put the spiders on top, that's a $1,000 move right there.
Yeah.
Not the worst outcome. Hazel's finished for Xin-Q as well. I mean, if you can ever find silencer at the start of the fight, that's another way to open it up for XM. Maybe his net worth isn't as consequential because he doesn't have to deal with these annoying disables. But that's a rare find.
Okay. Well, he is just committed to taking that ward.
Yeah, sacrifices his courier in his life.
It's dead now.
Is that worth? Probably not. But
Probably not, no.
Never know. They could have lost a disastrous fight on that ward.
A ward that they know is there.
That's right. Maybe it saved them 5,000 gold.
Maybe they forget about it. XM in some trouble here, and he's always going to be in some trouble. Between the Blink Dagger, the Global Silence, the Orchid, he is way too far behind and will continue to be falling behind. It's just inevitable, it feels like. There's no way you dodge all these ganks.
And he's still going for the win, right?
Like, yeah, I was going to say, where's the BKB?
I mean, you can't blame him. Like, first item BKB Quap, what are you doing in Dota? But getting mega delayed here. Once more shifting the pressure onto Low to make this Radiance timing count.
You have another's gratitude.
Well, a pretty decent team fight with this egg. Phoenix can get full sun rays off, get the supernova pop. That's a lot of your damage. It is a way to melt this Alchemist, but BKB is already up for Dyrachyo, so Gaimin are probably happy to force a very aggressive smoke fight. Especially if Global Silence is up. That's fair. I'm glad. I was like, what is this replay for? But now I understand.
One of the best times for Azure in this game so far.
If that's your highlight reel, you know you're struggling here.
Bloodthorn picked up, and Roshan is free for the taking for Gaimin Gladiators, and they're going to make the move. Take it now. They don't even need that many heroes for it. Ace does it solo, and Quinn will just show up to take the Aegis.
Yeah, Dyrachyo's not even going to waste his time here. Creeps the farm. Can't blame him. He's currently sitting at 800 GPM on this Alchemist before the 20-minute mark. That is terrifying. Your Radiance just finished on Lifestealer, and Dyrachyo's already down here.
Yeah, the Unsettled Concoction is going to stop that TP, no problem. I mean, he can't dive, otherwise, you know, Silence pulls him right back, so his only hope is TPing in any of these situations.
And to me, this has been the best part of this Alchemist strategy for him. It's how active Dyrachyo is on it. He takes farm on the bottom lane, lingers near his tower, doesn't really upset his other two cores, and then he just moves around the entire map. That's why he's always so damn high level. A lot of times, these Alex, they're a little low level. He's the highest level in the game at 16 right now. He's just finding everything, and this is going to be a fast Assault Kuros. Might not even need the fight out of the BK. Hold on to it here.
It's a fast lot of things at this point.
Yeah.
Adding out Acceptor coming in soon. Tango.
And it'll just be Bloodthorn Rush for 8. Very interesting idea with the hero.
Highest bottom tower. Don't look
When you're this
good.
far behind on some of your cores, you know they're not going to be getting BKBs anytime soon. The Quap is already delayed enough. Lifestealer likes getting a BKB later into the game. And Primal Beast hasn't, you know, despite his laning success, hasn't managed to
Radiant are still
actually get any
burning.
kills around the map. So he's just rushing straight into the heart. It'll be a long time before BKB is up on him either.
It's going to backstab flank and start the fight off on their terms again as Dyrachyo priming the stun, but will opt not to.
Dire's middle tower looks to be disintegrating.
Wise move by Azure, not really showing in this defense.
This was a ward they got off that smoke too, though. It's seen the high ground right now. They see XS sitting here.
They're going to dive into tier 3.
not
Nowhere is safe, it seems. Now, this is a tanky hero to go for, but the Bloodthorn makes him a whole lot easier to bring down.
And this is just high ground. 40 seconds though, Primal. You have a glyph here.
Dire's structures are fortified.
But the items are just rolling in way too fast for Gaimin.
Structures are fortified.
What's your answer? It's going to have to be a fight around Supernova with Low staying up the entire time.
Dire's middle barracks.
21 minutes, you are losing a lane of racks. This was the concern in this matchup. You get to play a fair game of Dota.
Dire's structures are fortified.
You get to play Dota at all.
Is this how Dire's middle barracks?
Azure pretty much left in their last defense already. Maybe it's not even going to be a defense at all. They're just going to give up these buildings, feeling like there's just no way they can beat Gaming Gladiators 5-on-5. They go charging forward now on Low. Got off the rage before the Bloodthorn. That certainly helps, but he's got to be careful. Follow-up silences are going to be coming in. Sonic Wave doesn't get it off. They do have the egg, but the silence makes sure there is nothing to stop Dyrachyo as he brings down Low. Looks for more now. Supernova stalls up Quinn a little bit. Oh, but they are lined up as Quinn is just going to roll right through him. Now he does lose his Aegis here, but underneath the tier 4s, that's the kind of artillery it takes to force Gaming Gladiators back. They don't even lose a hero for this.
If Low goes down, you just don't have the sustained damage in the fight. Sonic Wave will clear out a little bit there, but that is Gaimin taking a rack, getting out with 5 heroes at the 22-minute mark. This is a 20k gold lead. I mean, I'm not saying this game is over, but if we go game 2 either way, like, you have to think about this Alchemist, right?
Yeah.
So no weaknesses with the hero. It fits everything they want about their playstyle. And you feel bad for Low. I mean, he's trying to start the fight, survive off the Sunray, but there's way too many silences for him to deal with. Globals have been debilitating because the game's so fast. Azure can't get to any sort of dispel or early defensive items to deal with it.
This has to be one of the best silencer games I've seen in a while. It just feels like the Azure can't make any moves happen against this hero.
It's deceptively tanky too. It's hard to go on him. They don't have a real backline jump. No way to burst him. Almost 2,000 HP.
Dire's top tower is
Gonna walk down another lane. AC finished for Dyrachyo. Not even gonna wait for Ace's next item. He's just stockpiling the gold.
Yeah, no need to wait on Roshan either. I mean, when everybody was waiting for Roshan after Roshan at TI, Gaming Gladiators was the team.
Another deep ward got off the Broodmother. Again, Gaming just see everything here.
Fortunately,
Necessary
they
deep
did have a good read there.
Dyrachyo charging up again.
Stunning himself on this one. That's okay.
There's that. I don't think there's anything that's right. It's into the chemical rage outside of him being stuck under Sunray while Lifestealer's hitting him right. Just play very aggressive, play very free, hold the BKB to bail himself out.
Well, this time they're letting XM farm bottom lane so he can try and get to his BKB so he can actually go in, maybe? And then I do have to wonder, like, you blink in, there's so many silences, he may be forced to use his BKB and then get globaled afterwards. And it could be the physical damage that catches him. Jin-Q,
Nice
good reaction there. Ghost Scepter blocks a lot of that damage, and it is still not enough.
No buyback down for 40, so you can just swing into top here. You have the wave off mid. And Dyrachyo knows how strong he is. No reason to ever leave Azure Ray's base again, basically. Unless you want Roshan, and, well, it's not up, so time to take more base. Part done for XXS. Gotta be an infest play.
Dire's top barracks is falling.
I mean, this is, you're going down to your last lane. Lucky you still have that tier 1 up bottom, I guess.
Yeah.
So you can't get Mega at 25. Got that going for you.
Yeah, they got that timer going, you know, 35 minutes. Can we push past that? think in 10 minutes time, Gaimin Gladiators can probably take that Roshan, take all those towers, and hit high ground again.
According to the statistics, if this game goes another 10 minutes or so, they got a 50-50 chance, right, Austin?
Yeah, exactly.
Stats don't lie.
Do not.
Dire's bottom tower is
BKB done for Ace. More defensive capability coming out, and it'll be an Abyssal for Dyrachyo as the next item of choice.
So I'm pretty sure Valve's stats also don't lie. 98% for Gaimin Gladiators in this situation.
I think so. That's a little high.
Yeah, what would
I
you
give it, 90.
95.
Yeah, it's a little blown out of proportion here. It's not that bad.
good.
Really? Because when is Azure Ray's timing with this lineup? I don't think they actually can challenge Gaimin Gladiators this far behind for like another 20 minutes or something.
I mean, there's a couple small power points, right? I think Phoenix Shard's a big one, getting double Sunray off.
Yep, yeah.
I think Bo's next item is a big one, looking to be Manta. Extra dispels against the silences. This doesn't look like a bad way to start.
Yeah, get the Alchemist down to half health. Sadly, that's all of the health for XXS.
That feels bad right there.
Yeah, Supernova being an integral part of this defense. Global Sound's going to be used as Quinn just bashes his head through all of Azure Ray. The swashbuckle and then the follow-up from both Ace and Dyrachyo allows them to get another pick-off. Of course, the rest of the heroes back to the fountain and back to the objectives. Now, Chemical Rage is going to wear out here.
Yeah,
they might be able to force Gaimin Gladiators away from Megas.
If you have a chance to kill Dyrachyo, it's right now when he has no ult, no BKB, and you have to Infest jump up.
And you've got Stolen Concoction. They're going to go for Ace here. Good bit of burst damage, and it's enough. Finally a kill.
Good choice. Add the BKB up on the Brood, but never gets a chance to pop it. However, the downside of this is you are giving the Chemical Rage back to Dyrachyo. I actually thought there's a world where they might just go back in with it here, right? You know there's no Sonic Wave. You know there's no Supernova. How bold is Dyrachyo on this Alchemist right now?
I feel like that would be a little bit of a game through. I know you don't always have to take Roshan before high ground, but
I'm telling you, this guy has no chill.
Yeah.
He's going in here. He does not care that Ace is dead.
Dire is scanning for.
They're going to wait for Azure Ray to come into this high ground area where they have this high ground ward. But look at that. They get a ward of their own. Tianming does manage to get up. Telekinesis on top of the unstable concoction. Throws his own stun at the Alchemist. He's being kited out a little bit, but so is XXS. Wasn't able to get the hold that he really wanted off of that one. And Quinn's going to keep him chain stun while Dyrachyo hunts down the bird. Finishes him off. Gets stuck in the mold, but XXS will eventually fall. Quinn has the damage to clean him up. Dyrachyo is able to blink forward and does manage to catch him. Even if he stuns himself, it doesn't matter. The Bloodthorn follow-up from Ace is going to demolish Azure Ray, kick him out of the game, and run down the only strong hero in this game that is low. Forced to use his BKB Rage just to head back to the fountain and will only barely survive off of that regen. GG is forced 28-minute victory. One of the most one-sided games I've seen in the Grand Finals. Gaimin Gladiators start off hot in this best of 5.
Well, if you had an idea about how you wanted to start this series as Azure Ray, all of that immediately goes out the window as, yeah, you lose in tremendous fashion. Not a phrase you want to hear often. And are going into game 2 wondering, how the hell do we change this paradigm, right? Because it's been 3 games now for Azure Ray against Gaimin where they just haven't gotten to play Dota at all. That's where you have to start. It's not even a discussion of where the picks off was the gameplay off. It's how do we get to play? Let's start there, basics.